Hi there, Spanish Grammar Guy here on Focus 15, here to help you with your Spanish grammar. Today, I'm going to look at the use of words like este, ese, aquel, esta, éste, aquello, aquella. These translate into English as meaning this, that, these, or those. They demonstrate a noun and so are called demonstrative adjectives or pronouns. They are an adjective if they describe a noun in this way. For example, este libro, this book. But they are a pronoun when they replace the noun. For example, un libro como este, a book like this one. And Spanish has two words for that, ese and aquel, or esa and aquella. This depends on the distance in time or space between the speaker and the thing being referred to, but we'll get to that in a minute. There are also neuter forms of the demonstrative adjectives, esto, eso, and aquello, but you don't use these to refer to people. For example, you could say, este es mi nuevo profesor. This is my new teacher. But you can't say, esto es mi nuevo profesor. Let's have a look at the forms of demonstrative adjectives and pronouns before we look at how they are used properly. Okay, so there are singular forms and plural forms. So let's have a look at the singular forms. In the masculine, we would have este, ese, and aquel. In the feminine would be esta, esa, and aquella. And what we note here is that ese and esa are used to say that, but for something that's nearby, whereas aquel and aquella are also used to say that, but for something that's further away, both in time and in space. We'll come to that. And then the neuter forms or neutral forms are esto, eso, and aquello. So in the plural forms, we have in the masculine estos, meaning these, esos, those, and aquellos, those, but further away. And in the feminine, estas, esas, and aquellas. Just remember, never to use esto or eso for the masculine singular forms. Okay. Now, you may have seen these written with an accent. Este, for example, or esta. So when do we write them with an accent? Well, the answer is never. Just leave the accent out. Whether you are using this word as an adjective, for example, este libro, or as a pronoun, un libro como este, you don't need to put the accent on. Previously, in ancient times, the accent was used to distinguish the pronoun from the adjective. But it's just not necessary. So even though you may see it, there is no need to use it. Some traditionalists might disagree with me here, but I don't care. And other languages, like Italian, don't use an accent to distinguish the adjective from the pronoun. So why should Spanish? So where do you put these demonstrative adjectives in a sentence? Well, usually before the noun. For example, esta miel, this honey, or ese árbol, that tree. Sometimes they can be put after the noun, but this could, though not always, imply sarcasm or criticism of some sort. Let's just compare these two. If you say esa mujer, you're simply saying that woman. If you say la mujer esa, that sounds like you are being critical of her, that woman. So be careful if using it that way in spoken language. But if you do put the adjective after the noun, you must use the article first. So you can say aquella gente, but you have to say la gente aquella. So, what about the difference between the use of este or esta and aquel and aquella? Well, it's all about distance, both in time and in space. You can always use este or esa to refer to something in the distance. For example, ese árbol, that tree. But if the thing you're referring to is further away, then you can use aquel or aquella to demonstrate that. For example, you could say, ese árbol allí, that tree there, no, aquel, meaning the one further away. So if you are only referring to one thing, then the use of ese or esa is fine. But what if you're referring to something further away in time rather than distance? Then again, we can use aquel or aquella to show that something was in the distant past. For example, we could say en aquella época, which suggests further away in time than if we would say esa época. Okay, that's it for now. Please subscribe to Focus 15 with the Spanish Grammar Guy if you want more Spanish grammar tips. And see you soon. Thanks for watching.